Okay, welcome back. So we're in an area which has had so many witness sightings. There's a guy who's writing a book, and he's goes around. He actually checks people's, I think, electric meters, and he's really open about saying, I've seen a Sasquatch, have you? And so he gets all these stories of people locally that have seen Sasquatch. In this area, he's found as a hotspot by questioning people. And there's so many structures in this area. We're just going to hit the ones that are the most notable. Again, I'm with Mark Whitten. He's had actually a sighting himself. Oh, I got a wasp or something else landed on me. Anyway, he's going to show me some of the structures here. And if we have time, we're going to go up to where he had a sighting. Yeah, it's just kind of odd. Well, it has like a mock little fire pit there. It's right by another one here. A little teepee we're going to look at. But again, you might think some of these are human, but the quantity we're going to see today, or they show me in pictures, I don't think a human would have time to do that, and coupled with all the sightings that have been around here. Is that ripped off? Not. Yeah, it looks like it's just ripped off.
Where's the top of it?
Huh. Yeah. Interesting. So we have a first structure here. Yep, that's around a tree, which is done sometimes. Been here a while, but don't see anything that's been cut really. Get a quick photo here. So we've got another structure here. I'm just going to try to flip this on as I'm walking up to it. Maybe you've noticed that, as Mark's showing me here. Notice how they got a really, let me adjust this, big one that they've laid everything on. But I don't know why a human would want to use that for shelter, really. Nothing's cut. It's been here a while, but classic structure, I'd say. Here it is from the other side. And we'll keep on our way here. And you notice we're going through these really quickly. It's because we're a little short on time. We have several hours, but there's, according to Mark, I've seen in his photos, there's so many structures to cover, and we want to see if we can get up to where he had the actual sighting. So he's already up ahead of me, so we'll just keep going here. Not going to do a super in-depth analysis of every structure. Just something really quick. We have this aspen, and you can see it's forcibly cracked off, and it was forcibly shoved in. You can see the scrape mark here, and scrape mark over here. Hopefully you can see that a little bit of it. Over here. Anyway, and it even cracked this over here. Anyway, that's probably shouldn't spend much time on those, but It's kind of new, he said. It's really fresh. And it looks like it's more than just gravity. So here we go with another creation structure. Again, they're using this really huge deadfall. I don't even know if it's deadfall, but it's pushed over a tree. Let's see here. I mean, I don't know if it's a natural deadfall. Well, let me adjust the exposure here. Hold on. Okay, that's probably a little better for the exposure. But another one that's just sitting there. I don't know if that it affords that much shelter from the elements, but it's a crude structure. I'm going to take a photo. And on this end they have a few other random branches just laid up again. Looks like it's been here a little while. Further up this way in the mountains is where he had the sighting. I'll maybe describe it or have Mark describe it later on. Oh. And they always have these extra huge woodworks that surround these little structure things. That's kind of signature, you know. It's not humans obviously putting this together, and likely not this either. So
if you find these squares, you find bones in the middle of them.
Like a kitchen.
Rio calls it a kitchen.
Yep. Nothing remaining, if there were at some point.
Usually you see these on top of mountains. In isolated areas you find these things with bones in them.
Yeah, actually one comes to mind. I knew in Payson Canyon. Really remote.
I climbed one mountain in the Uintas and I found 3 kitchens on top, and they were very isolated, and they all had bones in the middle of them.
Yeah, that sounds like that was probably actively being used, probably.
It's a very difficult hike to get up there.
Yeah, I've been on those type of hikes. It's bushwhacking. Here's just a quick example of something really heavy duty. No humans are going to be constructing this. And then you have to ask, well, was it natural deadfall? I don't know. These things like this, I don't think they're natural deadfall because of the, you have this A structure, and then look, you have this one that's just randomly up there. It's almost inverted, I think. I wonder where did that one come from? So anyway, it's interesting. Keep moving on here. So this is Mark. He's going to do a quick rehearsal of the encounter he had. What was it, just a few weeks ago, or about a month or two? Or
it was about 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Okay. And it's starting to rain too. So this happened right up there in that
draw up there.
Ridge. I don't know if you can see it.
I was bushwhacking up here along the edge. I kind of transversed off through here, and there was a 1-inch black pipe, plastic pipe that was going up there and through this forest, and it was very thick, but I was so curious about where it went that I followed it up, kind of at the base of this mountain here.
Didn't it go to a spring kind of, or springs? Or?
And I went up, it's about a half mile, maybe it's about a mile up there, and I got up, it took me about an hour and a half to get up there because I'm old and I'm slow, you know, and it was very thick. I had to grab onto stuff, and
yeah.
This pipe was buried under a lot of stuff, so it had been there probably 50 years. I mean, there was deadfall over it, and sometimes you couldn't see it for a while. And I came out up there where those deciduous trees are that break out of the pines, and I was resting, and I heard a thud, like something had just jumped out of a tree or something, but it was heavy.
But this is after you did a call or something. You got its attention, or
I don't think I might have done a call first. I might have done hit a piece of wood, or maybe I did a owl call. It might have been an owl call. And then I was laying down. I had the scent control on me, and I was not laying down. I was sitting down on a rock, kind of in this stuff like this. And I heard the thud, probably 100 yards above me. I didn't think too much of it, so I sat there for a minute, and then I went across the top to the right, kind of on the edge of the tree line. I was coming out, and then there's some aspens kind of to the right. They're really thick, like this far apart. I heard a double knock, really clear, like a baseball bat hitting some trees, maybe 100 yards, 200 yards off to the right. So the thud was up here, and then off to 90 degrees was the double tree knock. And then I started getting suspicious. So before that, I was sitting down again, different place, and I was clacking some rocks. And I did a couple of owl calls. And then that's when I heard the double knock. And then I did some more stuff. I think I did a whoop or something, and then I did
that's when you did
owl calls again. And then this bipedal thing was coming towards me. I couldn't see it, but I could hear this thud. It was very, very heavy. It was
kind of coming
first
off,
I thought it was
coming
a
off
moose
the
or an elk,
mountain.
but it was bipedal, and it was so heavy. It was, I couldn't think of something that could thud like that. It wasn't branches. It wasn't pulling up trees or branches. It was just thud, thud, thud coming towards me. And then I started getting a little concerned. I says, well, that could be a Bigfoot, And it was coming at me quite quickly. It wasn't running. It was just, thud, 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 but it was heavy. And I got right to the edge of the tree line where the aspen stopped, and it stopped. And I couldn't see it, but it stopped. And then all of a sudden, it just made a beeline, right angle down the mountain. But I could see glimpses of black or dark,
Tall
about
figure?
8 feet tall, this massive thing. And I thought, that's too big to be a moose, and it's too tall, and it was wide, and it was just massive. And it moved probably 100 yards down, in front of me down. And sometimes I couldn't see it, so I was following my eyes about where it should be, and then I see the black again, and then it would come out, and it was just far enough behind the aspens where I couldn't identify arms or legs, so I called it a Class B sighting. But I'm 75% sure it was a Bigfoot. And I followed it for like maybe 15 seconds, but it was going pretty fast. It wasn't running, it was just going right down off the mountain.
Steady
and so
stride.
I said, this is once in a lifetime. Should I go after it, or should I go back? And I said, I'm going to go after it. So I went right towards it after it, and I couldn't see any sign. It was scuff marks and everything. And it was real steep down the mountain, as you can see, through those pines, aspens, and then the pines. I went clear down to the bottom, and I couldn't see any prints or anything, of course. I didn't think I would. But
Was it an area, no way to follow it? Just too rough terrain?
Well,
or?
I think there was just elk and deer up there. Scuff marks. There was some elk trails that, how they zigzag and the real steep on the terrain through the pines. There was some of that stuff going on. That's kind of how I made it down the mountain, because it was so steep. But he might have just been went across and then kind of went out further and circled around. They're pretty tricky, He could have just been egging me on to come that way, and then he went around and met his partner above me that did the thud. Maybe it was a juvenile jumping out of a tree. I don't know.
Yeah. Decoy, or I don't know what.
That was my
Did
experience. So.
Were you in deep grass and you think he saw you at some point? That's why you stopped short?
Yeah, I think he saw my red backpack. I had the scent control, and I think that's why he came out. And I think he saw me. I don't think he smelled me, because I had the scent control. And I was pretty aware of the winds, the way the winds were blowing. And the winds,
sure that helped.
The winds were coming towards me, so he couldn't smell me. And then I thought moose first, but moose don't go up that high usually. They usually spend more time on the lower elevation. They're not for steep climbing like that. So I thinking it was elk or a deer, but this thing was too big and too dark to be a deer, or an elk. So.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story.
So I want to go up there. There is some springs up there on the map. right above where the thud was. There's some springs up there, and I want to go back up there and see if I can find anything around the springs.
Yeah, it sounds like a
I
place
think
that
that's
they
where
would
the black
like.
pipe came out of too. So.
Well, thanks for sharing it. Just really quickly, here's your classic kind of XV thing up in the tree. Up there. Anyway, just thought I'd film it while we're hiking along here.
Is that an elk right there?
Yeah, it's like a big oak. Well, you can hear the thunder in the distance. Probably going to open up with some more rain here soon. Right now it's sprinkling, not quite a drizzle. Look how it kind of goes all the way up there. That's interesting.
Good horse trail. Horses have no trouble in this.
Yeah, this would be perfect for them. Here's a bend with this pin down, it looks like. On the other end, surprised it didn't snap. Maybe it just snow load, I don't know. Let's see if it's pinned down over here. Yeah, it's pinned down under this other tree here. Quite a bit of rain now. I guess they won't be able to smell our scent as easily. We're kind of parked here for the moment under some dense forest canopy, trying to wait out the worst of the storm. There's a lot more lightning on this one compared to yesterday when I was hiking. So we don't want to be up at the top exposed to the lightning. So the rain's died down some. Still hear some thundering in the distance. But we came across this. This is a new find. We haven't been up this trail before. I was trying to see if this is natural or not. It's definitely not. Sorry, out of breath. And you have all these leans on this side. I think there's a few on the other side. So just odd stuff. Really ramshackle looking. And so really quickly, you have like I'm probably not pointing the right place, but you have kind of a triangle over there. Over here you have a split tree with another intersection. So you have all these things kind of overarching this area where it dips down. Anyway, I don't know how well it's seen, but I have to keep moving here. So we're up where the Sasquatch encounter happened, or close to it. You flip around, you can take a look there, the train. It's kind of misty and rainy today. So let's see if anything happens. It's kind of like lightning striking twice though, so I'm not holding out huge hopes, but we'll go ahead and get going here again.
I heard the thump up there. Look at this trail up here. There's a thump right up through there. Resting right through here, sitting down, and I heard the thump. double the knockabout here. There.
Did he stop
Stop.
short over there, kind
I
of?
think this is where I sat down right here. Somewhere here I was crouched down. It might have been like this.
Okay.
Got some rocks. I was doing some owl calls. And that's when I heard it come through those aspens. And then it stopped somewhere through here. And then I could see the black going right through there, see?
Yeah, it'd be tough to
far
see,
enough, I
but
could-
you could catch glimpses.
I saw glimpses of it. It was
Large.
It was huge. And then I was kind of scared and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
So then I
but
thought, so I went off right through there and tried to follow it. And then I went straight down that mountain right there, where I saw it go. So,
all right. Woo, woo, woo! Woo, woo, woo! Woo, woo, woo! Woo, woo, woo!
I don't think they're here.
Yeah.
They don't usually stay in one place anyway.
They might recognize it's you again.
Yeah, probably. That's what I was thinking.
This thing is, it's kind of like lightning striking twice.
Right, they're not stupid.
Notice this up here, there's all these leaves everywhere. It might be harder for something to travel with all the noise of the rain too, but I don't know.
A whoop carries better, but usually when it's a whoop, it's so obvious that's a human.
Yeah.
Rock clacking, you really can't identify.
Yep.
Or an owl call. I'm pretty good to imitate owl call.
Yep.
But a whoop is usually, that's human,
My duck's kind of rough and it's out of place here.
I do a pretty good mourning dove, but mourning doves aren't up here.
I guess I'll flip this on if we hear something later on, but looks like they just aren't. Either A, they know it's us, humans, or they can't hear us, or they're just not in the area, or not responding.
I like to come up here at night.
Smell the roses a little bit. All these leaves covering the way here. So another angle, Mark says that Sasquatch is walking right through these aspens toward him down here. You can kind of see some of the mist in the distance. It's just so rare I see mist like that in Utah, so I have to film it. It's rare to see mist like that in Utah, at least in the Wasatch. There's a big X down there.
There's another rock clack right here. Oh, that was good. Set them birds off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All the birds got set off.
When we start coming down, I'm going to do a whoop.
Okay.
For a last desperate call. They'll echo the whole.
I heard something just now. Oh, that's what it was. It's like a hawk or something. Or no, a crow or a raven. Means a Sasquatch is shapeshifted into its raven form.
You never know, though. You never know.
That sounds a little weird to me. Sounds like a monkey having a tantrum. Could be a crow, but it's so faint it's hard to tell.
Weird.
Probably can't hear it on video.
Sounds like a baby Sasquatch crying.
Definitely going off. Maybe it's a bird, but it's so hard because it's so faint in the distance.
Just making a racket.
It started up right when you finished that last time. I don't know what to think of that. That might be just a bird, but it's hard to tell.
It's probably a bird, but sounds like a crow.
Yeah,
It's a crow.
maybe a raven or a crow. expect that to happen.
That was good, though. That's the sound effects I haven't heard for a while.
A little much. Oh well, there's no response. So here's where I was at yesterday. Marsh Peak is right over there. Just for perspective, where I'm at now. Get a better view of the region. See all the forest down there, plenty of it. There's the peak again, where I was. Here's the view on the ridge, and then we see down, there's actually a fence line in the middle of nowhere here, but in the dry side of the mountain, you can see it's completely different terrain, common Utah. Over there are all aspen stands, and you can see where it starts to bleed into evergreen again.
Want to go look at that or not?
Oh, let me see. I can't see. Not sure, is this serviceberry? It might be. That would have nice berries on it if that's the case. Oh, wait a minute, no. Yeah, I mean, it might be. I know there's a rose here, but that's not what the main thing is. This isn't rose. Rose is mixed in there. Heard a knock. I asked Mark if that was him. I don't know if you heard it on the video. Huh. So Mark said that knock wasn't him. He just did owl call.
Still like way. Oh, it's like
Like, oh,
old guy.
oh, that guy.
Old guy in a brown hat again. Trying to trick us.
Fool me twice. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I was able to confirm that these appear to be serviceberries. You can see just starting off similar to blueberries. So, very end of summer, start of fall. I assume those will be ready. And they have kind of a blueberry taste, but a little bit of almond paste flavor. And they probably want to come up here and forage all of these bushes. There's quite a row of them here, all along here. Anyway, it's interesting. So this is down where again Mark had his encounter. I usually don't gift much, but I thought I would place an apple. I got it wedged in there really tight, so if something's going to get it out of there, it's not going to be a bird or something. Okay. So here we have a blind of some sort, whether it's human or Bigfoot, not entirely sure. That's probably about 4 feet tall, somewhere around there. And there's kind of a corral in here. Anyway, odd. So we're still trying to find some of the other structures we might have bypass where they were, but did see this with some leans on it. Definitely arranged. Leans on both sides. But still looking for some more elaborate ones. Maybe we'll find them, or maybe we'll run out of time. But anyway, we found quite a few already, so I know there are a lot in the photos. So there's a couple old vehicles down in the pit. Not sure what to make of it. It looks like this might have been a road at one time up here, which not anymore, really. Okay. Well, from the other angle, I thought this had hopes this might be a structure, but it's just a lot of sod things that they've cleared out of, I guess, the creek. There's no, I can tell, there's not any opening or anything. They're just stacked. From the other angle, it doesn't look stacked. It looks like it could be a hut of some sort, but anyway, still looking. I guess we have to find one of these. Let's see if it once was a balloon with a string tied to it. I'm thinking it was. Yeah, some type of shape. I don't see any design on the other side. It's just kind of maybe it's a letter. I don't know. Not sure. Anyway, mylar balloon, it appears.
That's typical Sasquatch behavior. There's vertical pieces in there.
We have this large corral with no real opening. Just really odd. In fact, I wonder if those aspen saplings growing there are more recent, but just sitting here. And yeah, you see the vertical ones like Mark was talking about, kind of leaned up. Just weird stuff. Looks like it's been here quite a while. But it's big. This might have been teepee-like at one time, this side, but it's not anymore. Kind of theorized that they would come down here at night or when the winter. This area has a lot of sightings in the spring and winter.
Well, these pieces are mostly not cut. There's one cut in there, but most of them are just
Yeah, they're heavy duty too.
pieces of wood.
I wouldn't want to try to move all these.
We got some more vertical pieces here.
I guess you could put a young one in there and watch him
like
for
a playpen, huh?
watch him a little easier if he's starting to walk or whatever.
Isn't there one in Payson Canyon like this? Like a playpen?
Not sure.
Somebody showed one once like this.
I don't know.
I think Rio found it somewhere.
Here's the main creek out here, river. Earlier this year was, I guess, a lot more full than it is now. And at the end of the year it dries up completely. But the expanse there is probably, I don't know, 40 feet of rocks there.